Valentine, Nebraska, and today we're going to try to ride a little bit of the Cowboy Trail. The whole trail is slated to be more than 230 miles long, and I don't think we're going to knock that out in one outing. Other things we can do in Valentine are float down or paddle down the Niobrara River, and there's Fort Niobrara here, and a lot of local interesting things as well.
We start our journey on the Cowboy Trail at the Valentine station, which I believe right now is the end of the trail on the west side. We will be riding east and look forward to arriving at the bridge that spans the Niobrara River. I don't have a way to mount this camera on my bike or my helmet or anything, so it makes it kind of bad when I'm riding along. But so far, we have run across turtles and frogs, and I nearly ran over a garter snake that slithered out in front of me, and he sprung up to, I guess, try to strike at me, and so we kind of scared each other. There's a lot along here. We're coming up on the bridge, but here's the scenery so far. Have to excuse any shakiness and crooked pictures because I'm just hand holding this little action cam. Coming up on this bridge. The surface on this trail, by the way, is great. It's finely crushed gravel, and of course, since it's a rails to trails, it's a nice gentle slope, although I think it's going to be uphill going back. Maybe not so much fun. But it's very overcast today, which is great because it's hot. Okay, I need two hands now. Okay, got up on the bridge. Needed two hands to do that. Wow, this is really cool. I paused for a moment to take in the beauty of the Niobrara River. Looking back in the direction where we just came from. Oh, this breeze feels wonderful. Oh yeah. There's a little teeny frog running from me. Trying to get your picture. Okay, I guess he doesn't want to be interviewed. This is what we found on the other side of the bridge. There is a trailhead here, although I don't believe it is actually listed as an official trailhead. We are back at the trailhead in Valentine, and we rode really just like close to probably 7 miles today. We went from the Valentine trailhead down to the next trailhead, which is basically where the big Welcome to Valentine sign is, whatever the name of that trailhead is, if there is one. And just as an FYI, if you want to ride this section of the Cowboy Trail, if you ride east, it is a little bit downhill, and being a rails to trails, of course, you don't really notice it because it's such a slight grade, but when you come back you notice it because it's very slightly uphill coming back to Valentine. Plus we had a pretty strong headwind, so we were working it.
The bridge was lovely, and climbing back to the Valentine trailhead took a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, but slow and steady wins the race.
By the way, this is my new bell that I got when we were in Rocheport. As you can see from my handlebars, when we had the bikes on the back of the truck, our bikes were too close together. We just didn't have them positioned right. And so my bell was chewing a groove out of it from Marvin's bike rubbing against mine. And the top of my old bell fell off, so I didn't have one anymore. So we went to Rocheport and to the bike shop there, and I just asked the guy for a bell, and he happened to have this one laying there. I guess it was a used one they rent bikes there. And the wind is so strong here that I lose sound, but what I'm saying is that the bike shop owner just gave me the bell so I would have a souvenir from Rocheport. After our ride, we took a stroll in downtown Valentine. There were hearts painted on the sidewalk because, well, Valentine, and the area is referred to as the Heart City. We stopped for coffee in a little gift shop, and they had this magnificent wood floor that I just loved. It was all handmade and was a bit of an experiment on the owner's part. It was beautiful. We have arrived at the Fort Niobrara Visitor Center, where we're going to learn about the fort that used to be here and other interesting things about the area.
Yeah, a lot of this is about the Nebraska Sandhills. This is a national refuge area, and so we're going to learn about the ecology and local habitats.
Discovered is that Cherry County in Nebraska is a humongous county, and part of it is in Central Time Zone and part of it is in Mountain Time Zone. Still trying to figure out exactly where the dividing line is, but where we are currently staying at our campground in Valentine is in Central, but apparently Mountain Time Zone must be pretty close because the clock in our truck, which is set to change with the time zones, has switched to Mountain Time Zone. So, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. While driving through the Niobrara Wildlife Refuge, we encountered groups of yellow butterflies gathered together around puddles on the road. As we approached, they dispersed and flew all around the truck.
Well, today we're going over to St. Francis, South Dakota, which was the site for the RAM, or Remote Area Medical, event coming up later this week. We're timing our travel time to see how long it's going to take from where we're camping to the actual site of the mission. We're not allowed to video during patient contact hours, and so we're not going to be able to show that part of the mission, but we want to show the site where we will be doing the RAM, Remote Area Medical process.
We need to figure out where we're going to park.
Yeah, we still have a big truck. We need to find out where we're going to park.
We are now in South Dakota. And this road is terrible. It's like a speed bump every 6 feet. And we're going how fast?
49.
40, and the speed limit is actually, I think, 55. Yeah, it is 55. And it's just tearing the heck out of us. This is not fun.
This road doesn't go through.
I think it loops around. This is very confusing, and through here we finally found where we needed to go, and it's this general vicinity. But I am so glad that we came up here a couple of days ahead of time, because this is really confusing. Of course, it's all on an Indian reservation, and things are just not marked. Some of the streets that are here are not on the GPS, and then the GPS, you go to zoom in to locate buildings, and there are no buildings listed in St. Francis, South Dakota, except for the U.S. Post Office, and that's the only one that's actually on here. So you can't cross-reference where you need to go, but anyway, we finally figured it out, and we know about how much time to allow, where we need to park, and all that. This is the St. Francis Mission here. And this says it's a recovery center. And the purple building over there is St. Charles Church. And I think this is the patient parking area, so I'm sure this area will look completely different when we get here on Thursday, because there will be a bunch of tents set up, and probably in that giant, the big field over there. Basically, the instructions to us were come in, find a place to park, and ask somebody where to go and what to do. So that's what we'll do. Today's adventure, we are at Smith Falls State Park, and we are hiking to Smith Falls. It's the tallest waterfall in Nebraska.
It's on the Niobrara River.
And it's supposed to be beautiful.
The hike to the falls involves a walk over the Niobrara River, not on the water, but on a bridge. And the whole idea was to keep vehicles off the south side of the river.
Oh, I wish I'd have brought a hat. With a ton of them in the rig, I thought I had a couple in the truck. But of course I did not. I hope this is the right way to go. I hear water off to our right. Well, okay, this is confusing. I'm not sure this is the right way to go, but I think it all loops around or something. There are no signs saying this way to view the falls. Well, one big clue. At least I'm going upstream. So I'm assuming that means the falls are ahead. This was apparently the right way to go. We have arrived at the falls. Like you could walk down there and wade if you wanted to, but I'm not prepared to do that, and it looks really slippery. I'm really not going to chance it. I'll just enjoy it from up here. Look at this cute woolly worm. Oh my gosh. He's so little. He's so cute. There is a beach where paddlers down the river can stop and take a hike up to the waterfall. Did somebody lose a shoe?
Well, we've toured Smith Falls State Park here in Valentine, Nebraska, and this has been really fun.
This was our only adventure for today. Now we got to go home and rest up and get ready for the next adventure that starts tomorrow, which will be on the next video, and that is our RAM medical clinic experience. See you next time. Back to our campground where we got to see yet another beautiful sunset. Yeah, it's tough, but someone's got to do it. Shorty, what do you think of all the moving around that we're doing? And going back and forth between your carrier in the truck and coming in here? We have to get carried back and forth every time we move. Okay, as long as we're not going to the VET, huh? Pokey, what are your thoughts on all this traveling? Okay. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by subscribing to this channel. And if you are on your computer, click that bell icon to be notified when more videos are posted. Please leave comments, questions, or requests at the bottom, as we'd like to hear from you too. Thanks for watching.